Alright, so I'm up in the kitchen and I set up the webcam real quick. Got this little cool ass webcam. And while I'm cooking and shit, I'm going through social media and stuff like that, always catching up. It's like the perfect time for me while I'm preparing shit that I basically get to check up on social media and stuff like that. If I haven't got to check it up early in the day, at the end of the day, I'm basically winding down and I get to relax and check up on shit and laugh at shit and cause some mayhem and talk to my peoples. So I wanted to make this video for you, honestly, to just give you a little knowledge, you know what I'm saying, especially when it comes to social media, you know what I'm saying. If you're an artist, okay, first of all, I got the chicken over here too. So we got the chicken, I got the pollo, and we're gonna bread this shit. So we got the bread in, and then we're gonna season this shit. And I'm thinking about making some macaroni and motherfucking cheese. But the only difference is that Sayjin Tyler don't eat no regular macaroni and cheese. I like that motherfucking Kraft Velveeta shit. So anyway, while I'm seasoning this chicken, let me get to the story. So make a long story short, always make sure you use adobo to motherfucking season your chicken, first of all. So yeah, I'm going on to social media, and today must be the all day of days. I guess it's because it's Monday, that all you motherfucking people are complaining. And I mean this specifically to artists and businesses. Like, if you are a independent business or you're independent artist, then the last thing you want to be doing is going on motherfucking social media and complaining to people that they're not supporting you. Now think about this for a second. McDonald's is this big ass corporation. They make millions of dollars, right? They feed tons of people. People buy every day. They produce a product. And that's what most of you artists, that's what every business does. They provide a service or they give out a product. They sell a product for money, for profit. And that's what artists are. You are producing a product. Okay? If you're a business, you're producing a product or a service. And even to an artist, you're producing a service. People will pay you to perform your music. So at the end of the day, you don't want to be going on social media and lashing out on the people who will possibly support you in the future, possibly pay you. I mean, it just makes utterly no sense. You're publicly making it known, and it's just like so crazy. It drives me nuts because you really don't know what you're really doing to yourself at the end of the day. Some of you people do not really understand that you're hurting yourselves. You're basically out there shitting on your own people. Whether or not they come out to your shows or they buy your products or not, they're still a part of your audience. And obviously they've added you for whatever reasons may be. Maybe to help their numbers or whatever the fact. But you got to understand, when you share something, especially on social media, you do not realize the reach that you actually have out there with these people. And everybody sees this shit. So the next time you feel bad, and at the end of it, I understand this, man. I've started from the bottom and now I'm here. I'm not even anywhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm a humble dude, man. Like, there's days where I wish the same things. I always feel like some of you guys, man. Let me wash my hands real quick. So I always feel like some of y'all, man. I've been there. I think every artist has been there. Famous, if they're signed in the commercial industry, whatever, like, they've all been there. So I'm seasoning this chicken up. I got adobo. So yeah. Now I'm gonna put it in some egg real quick, and then bread this motherfucker. Bread it. So yeah. So while I'm breading chicken, people also don't go on social media, bro, and do that, man. Like, I mean, when it's personable and you got you got your own personal shit going on, and it's like, somebody died or whatever. Yeah, that's cool, man. Like, that's stuff you could talk about, but never. Like, there's just certain things you gotta be careful of because you're gonna show your audience. That's your audience. It's not anyone else's. It's not anyone else's account. It's yours. So you gotta be careful. And some of you guys don't realize, like, you got your accounts. When you send something out on Facebook, it goes out to Twitter. They're attached. So like, whatever you put in there, people are able to see, man, and it's really crazy. And I promote a lot of artists too. Like, I actually do their social media management. I do their postings. I help them promote their whatever they're doing. Their music, their events. when their next interviews are going to be, whatever they're doing, I help them promote. I do social media management. And this is one of the biggest things that I always have problems with artists, because, it takes some time until they actually start to understand you're hurting your business. So if you're an artist, if you're really not doing this for the money, then that's fine. But if you're trying to go somewhere and make a profit and everything, don't look at all these big time artists that lash out on the community. They can do that to a certain degree because they've developed their community. They developed their numbers, their ranking, where they are in the world. They get paid money. Now, if you really noticed, bad publicity really gets you nowhere. You got to be careful, you know what I'm saying, on what you're doing. And a lot of these guys, they do certain things like, they're fake lives. And they try to fabricate things just for the media to get some hype, to get record sales, or whatever they're selling out there. A lot of companies do this. It's actually insane. So at the end of the day, you got to be careful what you put out there, man. You're having a fight with your girl. You're having family problems. People didn't come out to your show. You didn't get that many downloads or views on your video. The last thing you want to do is to socially expose that on media. Like, it's just crazy. So be careful, man. Like I said, because I've seen this happen to a lot of artists that have huge potential in the beginning, where they bring out tons of people and people love them and adore them, and then one or two shows go by, or maybe there's a certain amount, like a period of time where this is continuously happening, and then they start to get sour and they get upset and they start saying shit on social media, and these guys would get tons of likes, tons of shares, views, all that, and then little by little I actually see it deteriorate and just vanish. And I'm telling you, once it's gone, it's very hard to get back. For some, it's almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. I'm washing my hands again because I'm biting this fucking chicken. So yeah, I just wanted to get at y'all real quick and talk to y'all and let you know about that, because it really bothered me, man. It really did. And oh shit, I got that over here. It's gonna be cheesy with my chicken. I love Ramita. Live with real cheese. Yeah, so that guy's got to be careful, man. You got to really realize. And not only that, think about the people that really do support you and go out to your events and support your music and tune into your radio interviews, and they buy your t-shirts and your music and whatever you got, they support you. Imagine them seeing that to a level. You're going to lose a certain percentage right there. There's for certain people that are going to stick there and be like loyal to you, be like, yeah, I know how you feel. That's my boy. I support him. That's fucked up. But there's also that few that are going to be very sensitive and be like, damn, man, what the fuck's up his ass? I just supported him and now he's lashing out. And at the end of the day, you're not really reaching out to the ones that are supporting you. You're not directing that frustration or anger. It's just that it's how it looks. You got to realize it's all about image. It's all about how people perceive you. And the last thing people want is to be seeing something negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be sharing something that happened news-wise, an accident or something like that. But it's another thing when you have a person who wants you to spend money to go out to see your shows, to buy your tickets, to buy your music, to buy your clothing, apparel, and more, and then to see you lash out on social media, where that's where they see you the most. This is where they intertwine with you, where they connect with you. And here you are doing that. You guys gotta stop. You gotta stop. I'm just telling you, it's not good for business. And like I said, just imagine you got a big ass corporation like McDonald's or Wendy's or Sony, you know what I'm saying, yelling at their consumers. They're the consumers. They're the ones that pay your bills, and you're screaming at them. Maybe they couldn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all don't realize you do shows and it's fucking the same month as Christmas or holidays. That's another strategic thing a lot of you artists don't understand. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing a show, it's all about strategy, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Beyonce or Jay-Z, ain't nobody coming out like that on a holiday because they're going to want to be with their families. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this guy's going to do a show on Valentine's Day, and I told him it's going to be a fucking massacre. Nothing's going to happen. And he's like, no, I got prizes, I got all these artists coming out, and I'm just like, yo, I really highly doubt it. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt it. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be strategic in what you do. And strategy is everything. So make sure before you speak, before you talk, you know what I'm saying, that you got some type of strategy in what you're doing. Because if you're just lashing out to your people, and you're lashing out to the people that support you, that's not really a sophisticated strategy. I'm going to get a pot. I need some pot. Give me some pot. That's not a pot. I need a pan. I don't need a pot. Maybe need some. I might need some. I'm breaking shit. So. Where the fuck are all the dishes in this? So yeah, that's all I really want to talk to y'all about. I know I'm going crazy over here in the kitchen. Did you ever like get shit out of the kitchen and you're getting a pot and then you snatch that shit out real quick, but like you close the door real quick because all the other pots are coming out? Yeah, that's what I just did. So yeah, so now I'm gonna take my chicken, which I breaded. I'm gonna show you real quick. The chicken is breaded, sacre bleu. Sacre bleu. That's one mighty fine chicken wing. No, it's not chicken wing. That's motherfucking chicken tenderloins. It's chicken tenderloin. So yeah. So now what we're gonna do? Now we're gonna use some oil. All right. So preferably, I like to use olive oil, light. I use that light shit. Extra light tasting olive oil for frying and baking. And then it's got this crazy shit that I can't even read because it looks like it's in another language. They're trying to be all cool and shit. You fucking crazy Italians. I love y'all motherfuckers. Filippo Berio. Since 1867. Fuck him. The fuck you, a vampire? 1867. Filippo! So yeah, use a little olive oil. You got the pan. You see the pan? Huh? That's a fucking pan, okay? I swear to God. So yeah, you take the pan, you put the fucking oil. And I really don't like to use a lot of oil. Usually what I do is I like to do the fingertip. And you just take your fingertip, dude, and you want to put like enough that it's going to go up to the fingernail. And make sure you wash your fucking hands, you nasty ass motherfuckers. So yeah, make sure you wash your hands. And you want to, I usually do like about a finger up to my fingernail, to the tip, to the cuticle. It's delicious. So no, and like I said, I wash my hands already. I'm a big wash your hands type of person. I'll be washing my hands all day. I touch my balls, I wash my hands. No. So yeah, anyway, like I said, y'all motherfuckers out there is crazy. Stop doing that shit. Stop. It's really not. It's not good for you. Light, damn it! I'm trying to light the stove. So yeah, so now we got the stove popping. I'm gonna heat up this oil on the stove. See the stove? Yeah, the stove. Yeah, so yeah, if you're real Latino, you know what this shit is right here. You know, you got that Santeria going on the stove. I don't even really touch that shit. That's my mom be putting some shit like that sometimes, and I'll just leave that shit there until the shit goes out. Then I'll throw it the fuck away. But I don't fuck with anybody's Santeria shit. Anyway, cook the oil. Let that shit. It's gonna take about 10 minutes or so to heat up. Once that shit heats up, these are chicken tenderloins, so now they're all nice and breaded and nice. So yeah, once they're done, they're only going to take about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to see if I got the... Oh no, we got the macaroni and cheese. I found that shit over here. Alright, so we got the macaroni and cheese. obviously this is fucking simpleness. Boil some water, and that's it. So, but yeah, man, y'all need to chill, man, because you gotta realize, especially if you're like habitual about it and you're gonna continuously do this shit on a daily basis, you're only gonna, like I said, you're only gonna hurt yourself at the end of the day. And it's really crazy because I've seen a lot of people. I mean, I've seen this in businesses. I've seen this. Pardon me while I fix the camera. I've seen this in businesses. I've seen, music artists do this. You can't. You just can't. So, be careful. You know what I'm saying? If you're having a bad day, just always make sure you think about what you're going to say, especially once you own a business or you're trying to get out there and promote yourself on any level. You got to watch what you say on social media. It's very critical. And it could be something you said 2 years ago that someone goes back. There's people like that. They'll somehow find a post you did on the internet. If they're Google searching you and stuff like that, they can find you sometimes through a post. And they can see things that they may not want to see. That even goes specific for people that want to. Here's another thing. Posting like pictures of blunts and all that shit, you party and all that shit. That's all cool. I understand that image and that persona, but you got to be careful about that too, because certain record companies will look at that. That's all you're about. That's all you're about is partying, and that's going to be their first perception on you. They're not even going to want to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? So try to be professional, man. You're trying to get a record deal. You're trying to sell a product. You got a business. You're trying to provide a service, or you're trying to sell a product for your business. You got to be professional at all times. It just depends on the image that you're trying to portray. If you're trying to portray you're a crazy ass motherfucker and you do crazy shit, that's something a little different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to each his own. It's how you market yourself. But it is damaging at the end of the day. You cannot sit there and tell me I'm wrong. You got to be careful what you say. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to finish my cooking, and hopefully I make more videos for you guys like this. This is what I'm actually supposed to be doing, shit like this on a daily basis. We're still getting things going into motion. So if you can, check out Sayjin.com. Also, it's still itsbeamradio.com. The Sayjin Tyler Show is returning Thursday night, so just make sure you check out our social media for all the latest updates. We should have something popping off in about a week or so. We've actually been working real hard, recording a lot of footage and getting a lot of new things and aspects for the show. So once again, Sayjin Tyler Show, Thursday nights at Sayjin.com or itsbeamradio.com, but that is the new home, Sayjin.com. Okay, It's Being Radio is still available there and more, and you're going to also be able to not only tune into the radio show, but you'll also be able to check out a lot of the how do I say this right? Video footage, and you can check that out at YouTube. Just type in Sayjin Tyler, YouTube/Sayjin Tyler. So I'm out of here. I'm gonna finish my fucking food, and my oil's about to start burning and shit. That shit hot as hell. So I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna eat my shit. Probably go work out, jerk off, hit the sack. I'm out of here. Sayjin Tyler. Join the mayhem.